From 6A to 6-man, get ready for a big week of Texas high school football. These are the picks. Welcome into the Picks, your guide to Texas high school football weekend. My name is Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. Here we are, week 4. Things are starting to coagulate. We're starting to separate the contenders from the pretenders, and we're going to do that this week with a number of giant games across the state. We start in Gilmer. 7 o'clock Saturday night at Traylor Stadium in Gilmer. It's the Gilmer Buckeyes taking on the Carthage Bulldogs. What are the keys to this heavyweight clash in 4A? Well, key number 1, who plays defense? In an odd turn of events, even though we're only 3 weeks in, we actually do have a common opponent for these two teams. Both teams played Texarkana Liberty Ilo, and both teams kind of got beat up defensively. Carthage gave up 38 points, by far the most they've given up in a game this year, and for Gilmer, they gave up 57 points to Decorian Phillips and company. We know that these two teams do have some playmakers. For Carthage, they've got Ja'Cory Ware, and Gilmer's got a pretty salty secondary led by Terry Orr. But in this game filled with heavyweight playmakers, who's going to step up defensively? Key number 2, home runs. Both these teams have outrageous playmakers, guys who can take it the distance on every play. For Carthage, it's Makai Colbert, and then, of course, it's Keontae Ingram, their outstanding running back, one of the best running backs in the state. Gilmer's got a 5,000-yard passer back in Poppy Brown, not to mention an outstanding wide receiver core led by Morgan Lusty, who is able to hit more home runs, more big plays, get over the top of the opposing defense. And key number 3, home field advantage. On September 10th, 2010, Jacksonville beat Gilmer at home. It was a pretty impressive win for the Indians. Since then, Gilmer has won 29 in a row at home. They have been literally unbeatable at Traylor Stadium. Can Carthage overcome that, or will home field advantage prevail? Who am I picking? I'm going with Carthage. For me, this comes down to defense, and I'm just not sure I have a ton of faith in the Gilmer defense right now. Now, maybe I'm letting one game in week 1 color me too much, but I think that Carthage plays a little bit more consistent defense, and the fact that they're going to have that guy, Keontae Ingram, toting the rock, I think that gives them the advantage. I think this game is close. I could see it being very high scoring, but for now, I think Carthage takes home the win. Meanwhile, 7 o'clock Saturday night at San Antonio's Ferris Stadium. It's an Alamo City clash between the San Antonio O'Connor Panthers and the San Antonio Johnson Jaguars. What are the keys to this matchup? Well, key number 1, Roel Sanchez on the move. This quarterback for O'Connor is really impressive, and what's impressed me most is not just that he's able to tuck and run when he needs to, but more importantly, he's able to throw on the move, and when he escapes the pocket, he's just as dangerous as when he's standing tall. Can the Johnson defense contain this mobile, elusive, and talented signal caller? Key number 2, Johnson's ball control. Johnson is not built to win shootouts. They want to win with defense, they want to win low scoring, and they want to win grinding it out on the ground with their quarterback Mike Chandler and their running backs Justin Rodriguez and Alex Rodriguez. They need to control the time of possession in this game to keep the score low to win this one. Can they do that, or will the O'Connor defense stand tall? And key number 3, special teams. So both of Johnson's wins have been very close by 3 points. They've got a pretty solid kicker in Brody Patty. Meanwhile, O'Connor's coming off that big win over Cibolo Steel in large part because they recovered 3 onside kicks. Special teams are kind of the last to come along when you talk about a team's development, but these two teams look like they are both settling in from a special teams perspective. Does that matter in a close game like this? Who am I picking? I'm going with O'Connor. Maybe I'm just buying in after their really impressive win over Cibolo Steel last week, but I think this defense is really underrated, and this quarterback, Roel Sanchez, is pretty special. For Johnson, they need to keep this score low. If they keep this game in the 20s, I think they've got a great shot. But for now, I like the Panthers to take home the victory. 7:30 p.m. Friday night at Chaparral Stadium in Austin. It's the Westlake Chaparrals taking on the Bowie Bulldogs in a battle for capital city supremacy. Really excited to see these two playmakers go head-to-head with Trinidad Sanders, the quarterback for Bowie, and Nikhil Watson, the running back for Westlake. I think they're going to put on a show, but the key here is defense. That's where I think Westlake has the advantage. That's where I think the Chaps take home the win. Big Thursday night game in DFW, 7 o'clock Thursday at the Star in Frisco. It's Frisco Lone Star taking on Denton Ryan. Another game with tons of playmakers. MJ Rivers and Kirby Bennett have been sensational for Lone Star. Spencer Sanders is back and looking very, very good for Denton Ryan, not to mention his fantastic wide receivers led by Gabe Douglas. Who hits more home runs in this one? I think this game could get into the 40s or the 50s. For now, it's a coin flip type game, but I think I like Ryan. And a big rivalry matchup in the Panhandle, 7 o'clock Friday night at Sam Bass Stadium in Stratford. It's the Stratford Elks welcoming in the rival Canadian Wildcats. These two teams do not like each other. This game is going to be physical and hard-hitting. I look at both of these defenses and think this could be a very low-scoring affair. Both defenses really clicking right now. That's not to say the offenses aren't going to have something to say about it, but I think this game could be low-scoring and very close. I do like Canadian to take home the win. But those are far from the only big games in Week 4 of the Texas high school football season. Let's get to the lightning round. Amarillo-Tascosa takes down rival Amarillo. Argyle stays hot with a win over Abilene. Wiley and Beeville-Jones edges Sinton. Dripping Springs outguns Kerrville. Tivy. Wall stays unbeaten with a win over Eastland. And I'm going with Hewitt-Midway with a win over Waco. Harper stays unbeaten with a win over Center Point. Cibolo Steel bounces back with a win over Smithson Valley, and Saxe takes care of Copper's Cove. High Flying Bells beats Honey Grove. I like Katy very close over Katy Cinco Ranch, and Manville takes down Galena Park North Shore. In an old school slugfest, I like Ira Ann over Mason. Give me Price Carlisle over Alba Golden, and Somerset beats Bernie. Seymour beats Petrolia. West Rusk beats New Diana. Sorry, Coach Copeland. And Longview beats Mesquite Horn. Quay Gray and Lubbock Coronado beat Canyon. Randall Kemp takes down Maypearl, and coming off the biggest win in program history, I think Milano stays hot with a win over Iola. A lot of words here. Let's see if I can do it. Klein Collins beats Umbella-Tascasita. Corpus Christi Flower Bluff beats Gregory Portland. And Ed Couch Elsa beats La Jolla Juarez Lincoln. I did it! Two great Houston area matchups. I like Fort Bend Ridgepoint just barely over Dickinson, and Spring Westfield beats Clear Springs. Andrews' offense stays hot with a win over Monahans, and in our six-man game of the week, I like Balmorhea over Garden City. And those are the picks. What am I wrong about? Which games did I leave out? Leave comments down below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/DaveCampbells. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/DaveCampbells. And of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Thank you for watching. Enjoy Week 4 of the Texas high school football season. We'll see you.